Hi, Luke Lyons here. First of all, thanks for watching today. This is going to be a two-part video series. You're going to see this video, and then you're going to see another amazing video of me actually interviewing one of our pastors, Pastor Wilson, who has a church very nearby this area, and how he has responded to the COVID-19 scenario that we're facing here in the Philippines. Now, to give you a little backdrop to what's happening here in Metro Manila as the greater NCR or National Capital Region all over, and this entire island, we are still at this point under a curfew. So every night we have a curfew. We're not allowed to be out past 8 p.m. Another thing that has loosened up slightly, I call it, we're going from strict to firm. And so we've lightened to the curfew. It used to be like 3 p.m. in our city. It's lightened up till 8 p.m. And other things have been shifting over here. But some of the greatest things that have been happening, and I have to give you this update, is that all of our churches, we have 50 churches that we've either planted or partnered with within Global Surge, and they've all really come together. We've spent every week we've been getting together with them for the past 8 weeks since the very beginning of the shutdown here, which was mid-March when it all shut down. Been getting together with everybody weekly or every other week at the very latest, and spending time coaching and mentoring and praying with our pastors. And some of the stories I'm getting back are amazing. One pastor here in one of our churches, he said there are tricycle drivers, the motorcycles with the sidecar, that have drove past his church for years and never really gave him any mind. Like, didn't really give him a time of day or anything like that. And now all of a sudden he reached out to them and said, hey, wanted to help you guys out. I know you've been out of work because all public transportation has been totally shut down. You know, you guys have been out of work and I wanted to help you out. And he said, so he gave him some food, he gave him a Bible, he gave him a gospel tract, and then was able to talk with them later and just earn credits with them as they were doing that. Another pastor nearby went to one of the local city jails and said, I had to help these guys out who were in the jail, because in the Philippines, if you don't have family members coming and bringing you food, the system is not there to feed you. And so he was there helping these guys out, making sure that they were still being fed and nourished physically as well as spiritually, and spent time praying with them. One pastor told me, he said, just this week, and this is when he told me, this is a couple weeks ago, he said this week alone, he said, I've had 40 people get saved from us going around in the neighborhood and sharing the gospel as we were giving relief as well. And he said, it's great. He goes, I really think our church is going to grow when this all really loosens up and we can start holding services. So as of right now, it's first week of June. We still haven't had the freedom to come together in services yet. Things are starting to shift. The government is starting to loosen up on a couple of these regulations here in the Philippines. But God's really doing some amazing things in all of our churches. And the last update I gave was some pretty great numbers. But in all of our churches, many of our churches are seeing several dozens of people getting saved. In some cases, they're seeing 50, 80, or over 100 people get saved. And so as the time has gone on and our pastors have strategically found ways to, and our churches have strategically found ways to spend time with their volunteers, typically it's all online, digitally. One pastor said this, he said, we have really seen the true value of our volunteers and how we can both serve our volunteers and how our volunteers has really served our community. And it's been great. So as of this point, we've helped serve over 7,000 families and have had over 2,000, this is in all of our global churches coming together, over 2,000 people make professions of faith. And it's very encouraging. So things are not easy. I'm going to be very blunt about that. Like, it's not easy to get around the city yet. There still are restrictions that we're seeing. In everywhere that we go, in all of any store you go into, no mask, no entry is very common. You still typically have to, in some cases, have to have a government quarantine pass, which will allow you to kind of go in and out of different cities, as well as get into certain stores or markets. Temperature checks everywhere, so pretty much everybody's wearing a face mask all over Metro Manila and the greater Philippines, which is not really out of the norm for us. I mean, the pollution here is pretty bad, and so we wear masks. Most people wear masks just to keep the pollution out of their lungs as well. So wearing it for the purposes of keeping the virus at bay, that's a pretty common shift for a pretty easy shift for our ministry and the people at large. But for all of you who've been praying for us and really been keeping us at the forefront of your prayers or part of your prayer list, I gotta tell you, I really appreciate that. Our family really appreciates that. We have I don't want to use the word felt your prayers, but we have seen the effects of your prayers. We have seen God open up great doors of opportunity. We've seen people get saved. We've seen us spend time not only with our family, but with other ministries in an online or a digital format. And what I've been able to do in the past several weeks, I've been able to do a lot of coaching, training even within our small group ministry, and it's been great. And your prayers have really enabled us to do that, and I really appreciate that. For all of you who give financially, I gotta thank you as well. Some of you are new partners who have come on within the past couple months. Some of you have been long-time, multi-year partners, and your investment have really laid the groundwork for us, especially for you, the long-term connections, for those of you who have been praying with us for years and years and giving with us for years and years. That has really allowed us to lay the groundwork for us to serve these communities as effectively as we have been able to do. And so having someone on the ground like what we're doing here really opens up great doors of opportunity for us to serve our community, to minister here, to pray with people, and to watch God really do some amazing things here as well. So moving forward, I pray that you just continue to pray for our country, for our government, for our Department of Health here in the Philippines. Even pray for our governments as we're working with our church planners in Bangkok, as well as Phnom Penh, and work pray with our pastors and our missionaries as well over there, and just keep us on your prayer list. And if you keep a picture of us on your fridge, just as you walk by and grab a cookie, think of me and pray for our family. And I'm doing that as well. But God's doing some great things. Wanted to give you guys an update. And feel free again at any point to reach out. Now after this video, there's going to be a link below with another video of me interviewing one of our pastors, Pastor Wilson, as I mentioned earlier, talking about how God has been moving throughout our whole city as well. So make sure you watch that video next. Talk to you guys soon.